Okay, yeah. Okay, once again, welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Nigeria, people. My name is AISHA YESUFU. Please, if you find that my eyes is not focused on you, please just bear with me. I'm actually working on three different devices, and so somehow my eyes might not be as focused as they should be. Here we are. It's a sad day today. It's a sad day. I tell you, it's a sad day. I'm heartbroken as a Nigerian. It pains me. Thing that should not be what it is actually been blown out of proportion. I see quite a number of hands are up. Normally what we do is that, you know, people are able to contribute and put all that out. I will try. It's crazy. The numbers are going on. They are quite crazy. But as much as possible, I will try for us to have this conversation. The president has spoken. But they say action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. We ought to see a precedent when he said that everything is done to protect the lives of people, that indeed it is protected. But unfortunately, what you're seeing, it's not what it should be. What we've seen on ground is that as soon as the president is speaking, it's as if he has poured petrol on fire and everything has gone off. And so it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This is not the way things should be. This is not the way life should be. This is not what we should be doing. As Nigerians, we are greater than this. We are more than this. We are greater than what we have right now. We cannot continue like this. Citizens, the youth that we have not given them enabling environment are coming out here to tell us that, look, they don't like what we're doing. And they're saying that they want the right to live. And I see in a way, you know, somehow we are blaming the youth. Oh, okay, you should have done this. Okay, no, we must never blame the victims. We must always blame the perpetrators, because the perpetrators are the ones who aren't doing the right thing. It's not the victims. So sometimes we have become a nation where we're always blaming the victims. Oh, why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? You ought to have done this. You shouldn't have done it. No, they ought to be protected. They are not supposed to be shot at. Nobody is supposed to bring live bullets to a protest. If you know you have a live bullet, why are you not going to Southern Kaduna? Why are you not going to Katsina? Why are you not going to Zamfara? Why are you not going to places where all of these live bullets are needed? Why are you killing innocent citizens who haven't come with anything, who just said to you, please stop killing us? And why they're saying that, you're killing them the more. How did you get to this? The question is, right now, who is in charge of this police men and women that are killing people, that are maiming people, that are destroying the lives and properties of people, that have gone somewhere? Who is in charge of them? Because the IG of police is saying that he isn't the one sending them. The president is saying he isn't the one sending them. So who is sending them? Where is the leadership? Is anybody in charge of the country? Has the president failed? Has he lost control of everything? Is it that there are certain people who they are the ones now who are in control of what they do? What is going on? What is going on? Is this the country that we're going to have? I tell you, the Nigerian youth have what it takes. And the way they're going, they can and they will. They have shown that they can mobilize. They have shown that they can come together. They have shown that this what do you call it now? This unity that they are being told that they have, that it's not real. It's not true. It's just a figment of imagination where they're being told in such a way that they keep being controlling them. I see the way people are coming through. Lawyers are coming through pro bono. And right now, if you go to my Twitter handle, you see where I have it pinned, my email address, where people are sending in the details of those who are arrested, and we're sending it, and lawyers are out there. They're all coming through. You see the medical team here all over. Medical personnel are on ground. You saw the picture, the heartbreaking picture of the not even the protester. He wasn't even one of the protesters. He came out of his car. There was great law. He came out of his car to see what was happening. And for me, the most painful, the most hurtful part is the father. He had his hands in his pocket. He wasn't a threat to anyone. He fell down with his hands in his pocket. Why are we doing this to our citizens? Why are we doing this? I see quite a few hands up. And let me just take some of the hands that are up. We might not be able to take everyone, but at least the few that we can, we would indeed take them. I'm trying to check those hands. Okay, we still have people who are trying to come in, who are trying to join. In the meantime, I'm going to bring someone on now. I see Chris Angelo. I'm trying to bring him on Twitter for me to see. I might not be able to do this. It might not be as I might not be able to do it as competently as I should, because I'm working on 3 devices. I'm not the most fantastic person when it comes to technology, but I will try as much as I can to get. Hello, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well done. So you see what we are talking about. What do you think about this president's speech? And then what do you think about what is going on? And this is where I want us all to look at. What you looking at the president's speech, what do you think about it? Looking at the protesters, what do you think should be the way forward, and what should be done? Go ahead, please. And please make it quick and sharp, because we have people.
To me, it's not right, because if you compare his speech with what the governor of Oyo State did, you will see it's a very different, clear thing.
Okay.
The governor of Oyo State came outside and addressed everything, but President Muhammadu Buhari didn't do so. He's always reading from the book. I don't know who is giving him all those write-ups that he's always reading for us.
Okay.
And it's not helping issue.
Okay. So what do you think the protesters should do right at this moment?
To me, if you ask me to say my mind, I will probably say we should put up an hashtag for impeach Buhari for a better governance.
Okay.
Because we keep hearing about this NSAS. This is not the first time, this is not the second time. At the end of the day, it's still the same set of people that will still come up as SARS again.
Okay.
We don't want it anymore.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. Unfortunately, due to time, I'm going to make this a brief. We have Lekon. Lekon, how are you? Hello, Lekon.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, how are you? Go ahead with your contribution, please. Go ahead with your contribution, please. Good. Okay, Leko has gone. Oh, Kolakbo on Zoom. I'm trying to. Can you please unmute yourself? I'm working on. Oh, fantastic. Hello, Kolakbo.
Hi, Madam Aisha.
How are you? I know the last time we had Friday. We normally have Let's Talk Nigeria people Mondays to Fridays, and the last time we had this on Friday, we were all ecstatic. We're all happy with the fact that Nigerians are finally waking up. The giant is waking up, but it's a bit, it's somber moods with what is going on, with what the government is doing, killing protesters and all of that. What's your take on all of this?
First and foremost, is a mixed feeling in the sense that at some point I was proud to be a youth at this material time in the life of the country. I'm so proud of myself, and the saying that we are lazy youth, all those ones now is a thing of the past. It is now obvious to even the president and to an average adult that every youth, they are important. When we want to do our things, we do it with our hearts. This is what I would say that I'm so proud.
Yeah.
But looking at the outcome of everything, Madam Aisha, I checked here. Even when the president was giving his speech, I was like, what is this? This is nonsense as far as I'm concerned. Coming from a president of a nation. Coming from a president of a nation. Then immediately I compared the speech with that of Seyi Makinde of Oyo State. I was like, is Seyi Makinde the president of Nigeria, or is just a governor? But it's so shameful that Buhari is our president.
Okay, so because today I'm gonna make it brief because we have quite a number of people, and today I'm actually streaming on different platforms. I'm on Instagram Live, I'm on Twitter Live, I'm on Facebook Live, and I'm on Zoom. So we need to make it as snappy. So I'll give you a few seconds to just round up.
No problem, Madam Aisha. God continue to protect every one of us out there protesting. Amen. And I pray that they will learn and stop killing us.
Amen.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much, Kolakbo. Before you go on, I just need to tell you that you need to still be a proud youth. The youth have done their part. They did their part very well. It is the government that failed. Let's never forget that what is happening today, it's not the fault of the youth, it's the fault of the government. It's not the fault of the protesters. The protesters came out to do what is constitutionally allowed for one to show one's grievance, and they did that. And what they did, they brought no arms. They did not fight anybody. They did not kill anybody. They came simply to say, this is our demand, hear us and take it in. And the government refused to do that. The government instead went on a killing spree. So keep your head high up. Be proud of your generation, what you're doing. And like I like to say, I've seen some of the messages people have that this is the wrong generation to mess with. They messed up with my generation and the generation before me and the generation just after me. But your generation is saying to them, it's not acceptable. So thank you so much. So I just needed to tell you that keep your head high up.
I noticed your device is on low.
Okay.
The network device is on low. Kindly plug it so that it won't cut you off.
Okay, my network device. So which one is that now? Let me know where I'm getting.
The network bandwidth.
You know, since I came to Nigeria, it's been something else. When I was there, I was just enjoying. Let me just check. So everybody, just hold on a bit. If you are not seeing me. Okay, so I'm back. If you're just joining me and wondering why is there an empty chair? Is it an empty chair that is doing a conversation? It isn't. I just had to go and check something. I'll work out this thing. I'll check it over there. Things are the way they're supposed to be. Hello. Please, everybody should mute. Why did that go off mute all? I'm going to mute everyone now. Please. No. Yes. So yeah, I've just put everybody on mute because I think some people went on mute or otherwise unmuted themselves and started talking. Otherwise, this is, let me try and say Instagram requests. Okay, so you guys have to bear with me. I'm just trying to master the mute the Zoom thing. I'm coming to you. Let me see, Fatima. Hello, Fatima. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes. Hi.
Oh,
Aisha.
Fantastic. Fine. Thank you. How are you? Welcome to Let's Talk Naija, people. What we are talking about today, sadly, it's on a sad note. The streets are red with the blood of citizens, and the question is, who is in control of Nigeria? Because it seems as if the police are on their own. The president is saying, no, stop the killings and everything. The IG of police is saying the same thing. So why are the killings still continuing? Go ahead with your contribution, please.
First of all, I would just like to say, Aisha, I'm so proud of you, and I'm also proud of all the Nigerians that are out there. As a Nigerian woman, as a human being, as a Muslim, I am extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
And all I can say is it's a huge disappointment the way things are going. You know, it's really unfortunate. Things could have been handled in a better manner, but unfortunately, this is Nigeria. It has become the mode of the day to mishandle this kind of situations. All I want to say is, I think we should be steadfast and continue on this path that we've been going on, and until our voices are heard and things actually change. Because that's the only way to go. They will try to frustrate this whole protest and demonstrations. They will do everything they can to put fear into people. I think I'm so proud of this generation, the younger generation, because these guys are fearless.
Yeah,
and they're persistent.
Yeah.
And I am inspired. I'm in a generation just above theirs, but I'm so inspired by them.
Yeah.
And I just pray for protection for everybody, and I really hope things change for the better. And I'm really proud of everyone and you guys, and I will continue to go out there and do my best as well in whatever way I can. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fatima, for your kind words. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. It's amazing. Thank you. And
thanks,
bye. Good night. Just hearing from Fatima, like I did a tweet just before I started. I say, I don't want anybody to ever say to me that Nigerians are not united. We are united. They just tell us that so as to keep us in prison and then we'll be doing and then we will not know the power that we have. The citizens have power and the citizens are using it, and I tell you, it's absolutely amazing. We have here Naija which way, Naija go better on Twitter. Hello, how are you?
Aisha, God bless you, my sister.
Amen. Amen. And you too.
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Fantastic. How is Texas this evening?
I saw your protest. In fact, I have you as my profile picture. I love what you're doing, my sister.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing. God will continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
You know, we need people like you to be at forefront, and that's exactly what you are doing. I'm just happy to have that we have someone like you. You know, when you were in Europe, I was like, you know, maybe when you get to Nigeria, maybe you're going to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you go to Nigeria, the fire was still there. I said, yes, this is what we want. You know, you talk online, but when you're on ground, your presence will be felt. That is what activism is all about. When they see people like you up front, you know, people have confidence and they believe that, okay, they can do it. You know, I'm just so happy the way the protest is going, and the president, you know, is just deaf and dumb. You know, at least he was able to address the nation.
Yes,
that's not enough. You know, they should do more.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to say I appreciate you.
Thank you.
God continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Naija. It's better. It's a pleasure having you calling from Texas. Thank you so much, and good night. And one of the things that we must not forget, in everything we must look at, what are the small gains? What are the big gains? What is it that we've done? One of the things we always find out is that the president normally would never address issue. He keeps quiet, he doesn't care. But the youth have been able to force him. The bandit, the disbandment of SARS, they say they wouldn't do, they have done it. And that's major. We'll have to look at it that way. What is the next strategy? What are you going to do? Study the president's speech. One of the things the president said that the disbanding of SARS is only the first step in our commitment to extensive policy reforms in order to ensure that the primary duty of the police and other law enforcement agencies remains the protection of lives and livelihood of our people. Nigerians are skeptical. They have been betrayed so many times that they do not believe whatever it is that is coming from the president or whatever it is that is coming from the government. But at this moment, you know, they just want to see action. And while the president was saying this, and then the killings were, if not for the killings that went on, you know, with this one, now they say, okay, we've heard this, because that was one of the demands that was happening, which is to say, oh, there must be what do you call it now? The president must address the nation, and that they needed executive order and all of that. And that has happened. And so with all the killings just sort of like overshadowed everything. What should have been done in a way wasn't done. And you wonder who is it that is in charge of Nigeria, that things are just upside down. Hello, Umar Ibrahim. Umar, how are you? And welcome to Let's Talk Nigeria People. Today, of course, you've heard what we are talking about. What's your contribution, please?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Well done.
Thank you for accepting my request.
You're welcome.
So, as I heard what we are talking about today earlier, is that we Nigerians, all we have to do is that always when something is bothering us, we have to come out and show our interest on it. That's how the government is accepting. Like now, this thing we are talking about, the ETSAKO. When we start the process, that's when the government listens to us. And if it can take it, not more than a month. So that means even the president now on the administration, if you can recall back on the, I think during the President Goodluck Jonathan administration, he is the one that leads us to some different process so as to act on different issues that we are
facing.
So, like now, I would like you to please, on behalf of the North, I would like you to address them in one way or the other, so let them join their hands to be part of the Let's End North Banditry because they are not acting at all. I am very embarrassed to hear that on the EndSARS protest, although even we guys, we are facing such issues. Silent. Some of us are even what do I do?
Okay.
Sorry. Some of us are even criticizing what the others are doing.
Yeah.
So please, I would like you using social media like that, or Twitter, or Facebook, and Instagram. You should address some of the youth from the north so as let them join hands and do things.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And I do get what you do. But one of the things, there are just a bit of correction I need to make. Although it was small, I think the first protest, EndSARS protest that was called was actually in Kano. And I don't know, because there are quite a number of people, I don't know whether Adam is here. Adam is the one who called for that protest. Immediately there was EndSARS. He called for it. And they fixed a day, that very Wednesday, they went out. Unfortunately, it was only two of them that turned up, himself and another of his friends that turned up for that protest. But ironically, the first EndSARS protest, this particular one that we had, that first Wednesday, I think it was on the 7th, where they said they were going to do a 3-day, 72-hour protest, 7 to 9. It was first called up in Kano, and it was Adam Ismail. Normally, Adam is always here, maybe because I can't see down a lot. Maybe that's why he's probably there somewhere. So, and I do agree with you where you talk about, especially with the North, that there's a need for, for the youth to understand the power of their voices in a democracy. And I know for those who are used to being on this program, they have heard this so many times. We talk about this. The democracy is about, oh, I'm so sorry, please, I'm coming. I think I see something here that my face is, okay, fantastic. In a democracy, there are two sides of governance, right? The supply side and the demand side. The people who are voted into office are supposed to supply, whereas the people who vote them into office are supposed to make demands. What we normally have, unfortunately, is the fact that, hello, Charles, please try and unmute yourself. I've been trying to unmute you. It's not unmute you. Unmute yourself, please. What is happening is the fact that many people vote and they don't make demands, and so they go away. And so if you don't make demands, what is the most easiest thing to give is bad governance. Without doing anything, I can easily give you bad governance. That's what we're having with the president right now. He's not doing anything, so we're getting the bad governance. But for people to get that good governance, you have to make demands. You have to say, this is what we want. Just like what the Nigerian youth have done today. They've made this demand that this is what we want, and they've gotten it. And I think one of the biggest messages that the Nigerian youth needs to understand that they've gotten their power back. They have power. So I hear some people say, like the first caller we had said, oh, let's go from this hashtag to this hashtag. Sometimes it can happen, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. You can move this one, sustain what you want, follow it and see, can we get it done? Go to another. There's so many things. There's no hashtag you cannot call for. There's nothing that cannot be called for. And I've always said that, in a democracy, there are two ways that you can legitimately change the government. There are two ways. There are different that you can make your demands. This is through election or through protest for the president to resign. So all of these things are part of the things that can be done. But the most important thing for me, and I want the youth to understand, and don't beat yourself over this. Don't think that you feel. What you did is that you had your voice, you held the president accountable, you held the government accountable, and the government was forced to listen, to the extent that within how many, it's less than 2 weeks that the protest started. I think it's about day 5, day 6 right now. And it started on the 7th. And today's date is almost like 1 week. And so what do you have? The president has been forced to talk. The president that normally would not talk. Odina Kachuku, hello. Amazing Freddy, hello. So go ahead, Charles. Charles, you have the floor. What's your contribution, please?
I want to say a very big thank you to I want to applaud every Nigerian who actually stepped out there to fight for this. And I want to say that God bless you. And this is just a step in the right direction. And we shouldn't stop now. And the battle very soon will be won. And everything will be back to normal, hopefully. What I want to say is it's very sad, it's really, really sad day. Going on social media, seeing deaths, seeing children life lost, it's so bad. And the president does not have something tangible to say as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He made an order. Okay, executive order, the president should address us. Yet there were still killings going on.
Yeah.
And the question is, who are we obeying? Who is leading us? Where is the leadership? This is not the dictatorial years of the Abducted. This is democratic regime. And we have rights, freedom of expression. This is our right, peaceful protest. We cannot start firing shot at us when we are peaceful protesting for a better governance. It is wrong in all dimensions. So I just want to say that hopefully, as if we all Nigerians put hands on ground and make sure that this change is just the change that we want for now and for the future of our own children.
Absolutely.
So help us God.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Charles. Tom, you really touched on that, said it all. At the end of the day, for me, like I always say to people, I say, look, I fight for the generation not yet born, the way that I wish others had fought for me before I was born. If people had fought for me, if the people that were around in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s, I was born in early 70s, 1973 to be precise. If those that were in the 40s, they were born in the 40s, who by that time, they were like 20, 30 years, if they had fought for me, I would have met a Nigeria that it's great. And so they didn't fight for me, and I feel it. And so I wouldn't allow another person to come into Nigeria, the next unborn generation to come into Nigeria and face the same thing. And you know, for me, it's always the issue of, look, Nigeria must work in our lifetime. We must go for it. We must keep on fighting for it, and then end up getting it. I have something there. Someone there, please mute yourself. Okay, so that's it. So what you're seeing right now is the fact that the light has been taken, and my generator has been on since, and it's been taken away at it normally put off at 10 p.m. So you're going to see a bit of darkness. That's what we're going to do. That's the Nigeria we're being forced to live with, and which we're being asked to accept. And the youth are saying, no, they don't want this. They want more out of life. They want the best out of life. They want a lot of things out of life, and they have a right to it, and they have a right to get it. Omo Okome, can you please kindly unmute yourself? Omo Okome, Omo. Hello, Omo. Hello, good evening. She21, good evening. She21 on Twitter. So I don't know. I think Omo is having a big issue. Afolabi Bakare. Okay, yeah, fantastic. Go ahead, Omo.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Good evening. How are you? From your name, I can say you are from Edo State.
I'm actually from Delta State.
Ah, okay, Delta too, bien Omo. Fantastic.
Yes, ma'am.
Well done.
Okay,
go ahead with your
so
contribution.
much for the opportunity, and I want to say a big thank you to I really follow your work, and I'm very inspired by how you've been moving the youths recently. I'm really inspired.
Thank
so
you.
What I want to say though is even though today was a very sad day, I think we need to focus our direction on justice to these people that have lost their lives. I think we need to demand that some of these officers that actually kill these people be brought to justice.
Absolutely.
Because that's the only way they would listen. Because the way it looks like now, it's like the president does not even have any power. You know, he says one thing and the officers do another thing. I think there need to be scapegoats. There need to be people that will actually be brought to book, so that other people can follow suit. So I think that's what we need to start fighting for tomorrow, that all these officers that have caused, when you kill someone, you don't know the void that comes in to that person's life. I happen to grow up without a dad, so I know how it is when you just lose one person. So these people need to be brought to justice. These people need to be brought to book. We need to start agitating that they get arrested and they are persecuted. That's the first step in the right direction. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Omo Kwamed. You've really said it all, and that's just it. Yes, even though things have there's sadness, even though lives have been lost, sadly, but we have to ensure that the lives lost is not in vain. And so this fight has to be taken on, justice has to be gotten. And most importantly, there has always, during the Occupy Nigeria, I think about 12 people were killed. Some of those officers, some of them were actually prosecuted and sentenced to jail. And it is time again to focus on that and get that done. Afolabi Bakare, I had unmuted you earlier, but there was so much background noise coming from you. I had to mute you. Please kindly go ahead unmute rather yourself.
Good evening, Aisha.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Let's Talk Nigeria People. It's a pleasure having you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. You're strength to most of us. We look at you and we find strength in what you do. And what I would say to everyone here on the platform and on Twitter is, it's not time to quit. We must continue to receive the desired results we want. Without the results, we have failed. There is no surrender until we see results. So, and for my brother that made a comment about the banditry going on in the north, I think we are going to take it one step after the other. The north must stand for the south must stand for the north. We are united. There's no difference between us. So when we finish with SARS, we will uniformly and unitedly talk about banditry as well. We must do that, and if it takes a year to protest daily to get the north free of banditry, then we should do that.
Okay.
It is compulsory that we must move together. Nobody will sow a seed of divide. There will be no fear. Of course, we are going to lose some people, but we will continue to fight, because if they die and we don't get the results, then they are tied for nothing. We must move on.
So Afolabi, okay, Afolabi, I've heard you on that, but I need to ask you again, do you think that there's a need for change of strategy now that the government has, some of the demands that the protesters have, the government have come out with it, they put it forward? Is there a need to, when you say we shouldn't stop, is it to continue with the protest, or to now look for strategy and continue the main work, which is ensuring policy changes, ensuring reform of the whole police, ensuring accountability, transparency, prosecution of those? What is it exactly you're saying when you say we shouldn't surrender? Hello, Afolabi. Okay, did Afolabi just go up there? Hello? I'm trying to, okay, so maybe Afolabi just dropped off. Yeah, he did. So for anyone who is coming, or you can take that question. So somehow, I think, let me just check this and see what is it. Hello, Evergreen. Only one Teflon. So I've not been able to bring anyone in yet from what you call it now, Instagram, and I think maybe probably it has to do with me not being able to have sent in the request. Okay, waiting for, so let's wait whether she picks. So yeah, I think I'm going to take Zainab now and find out what is it that Zainab thinks. Should the strategy change? Should this still be this continuous still being on the street? Will it be seen as being with that level of reasonableness to say, okay, let's go ahead and let's study what the president has said. Let's look at what are the things, and then begin to insist, focus on working on all of these things. Hello, Zainab Eniola. What do you think about all of this?
Good evening, ma.
Good evening, Zainab. How are you?
I'm fine, ma.
Well done.
So far, I think this protest needs to continue. A lot of things must change. Like seeing the
can you
police.
Hold on, please? Oh my goodness, there's light. You see, at my age, I'm 47. I'm still doing NEPA. I mean, this is ridiculous. We need to go beyond this. Inoma Bless, hello.
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Can you please mute? No, can you please mute yourself? Okay, can you please mute yourself, because we're hearing what you're saying and it's interfering with what Zainab is actually saying.
Why do you need to mute?
So that we don't get to hear the noise, background noise from you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, we can't. You can't take you now. Zainab is speaking. When she's done, I'm gonna come to you. Zainab, go ahead, please.
Presently, I just watched a video of someone being shot in the police station.
Wow.
Like, what are they doing? Like, what are we heading? Where are we heading to in Nigeria? Because why would someone be shot in the police station? The guy was actually trying to defend himself. The next thing we had was a gunshot. No voice again from that police station. Another celebrity was arrested. The next thing they said, from Lure, they took him to Panti. Now they said they don't even know his whereabouts and everything. Why? Where are we heading to? This protest does not look like something that is going to end soon. So many videos of SARS officers still disturbing Nigerians. So this has to stop. I think we just have to do something about it. Maybe the protest has to continue because it's not even stopping. There's nothing is happening.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. I'm sorry, Zainab Eniola. I actually thought you were the one. I just realized that it was from it was a caller from on Instagram. So I'm so sorry about that. So I thought you were, so I was wondering why is it muted and I can still hear her until I realized that it was an okay, my bless has gone up. Let me see if I can bring in Zainab Eniola, which was whom I thought initially was talking until I realized. Hello, Zainab. Zainab, can you hear me? Hello, Zainab. Okay, I'm going to move to the next person. Richard Augustine is here. Because there are quite a number of people today, and sometimes just trying to get the different people who are talking, so we just need to do this quickly. Richard, can you please unmute yourself? Hello, Richard, how are you?
Aisha, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk Nigeria People.
Well, I have been following you for a very long time now, and I have been looking forward to probably meeting with you.
Oh.
I had sent you a message on Twitter this evening.
Okay.
The reason simply because I am a victim of SARS brutality.
Oh, wow.
Unlawfully, yes, I was arrested from National State and taken straight to
Hello?
No, which I went to the courts.
You said you were taken straight to where? We didn't get that.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we're taking straight to where? Oh, wow, this Panti is
Panti, Lagos.
Yeah, notorious. Okay.
Of course, it's an abattoir.
Oh, wow. How do we even use that when you... Oh, Lord have mercy. Go ahead.
Presently, I am in the court, and even though the court has been trying to frustrate my case in the court, and I don't like discussing a problem. I think we should rather be discussing solutions.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where we are.
Yes, the president has actually spoken, but it is not enough. Going forward, after this whole NSAS hashtag, I think the two hashtags we are going to be looking forward to is one, we must end corruption. Two, we must end Boko Haram. Nigerians are dying every day. My mother lives in Southern Kaduna. I have traveled to like 30 states of the states, and I know what exactly is happening. I have been in the civil society. I know what is happening. So we must promote these hashtags. That aside, what we need to do as a strategy, I think we have to occupy state assemblies and national assemblies.
So when you occupy them, what would be the message
of the executive?
Yeah, what would be the message right now?
The message is simple: kill corruption and kill Boko Haram. The killings must stop in this country.
Okay, I do understand where, Richard. I do understand where you're driving at, but it's such a wide, it's wide and it's not specific. Right now, while we're looking at the NSAS and what is happening on the streets, what are the strategies that you think should be done with the NSAS in terms of, is it that they continue this protest? Is it that, okay, the protest needs to stop, but now the main work has to start in terms of following and ensuring that what is being said on paper is actually being implemented, the reforms of the police, the checking to ensure that policy changes that we effect good policing comes on, and all of that. What are these things really that should be done?
There has to be be a follow-up. We cannot continually protest for beyond the stipulated window. We have been on the street for like a week or so. And I want to believe that if this protest must continue, it shouldn't last beyond the next 3-4 days. Then there should be a mechanism that should be set forth to follow suit. We have civil society, we have Nigerians who are committed to this struggle, who will follow up on the government to know exactly the commitment of the government in the NSAS protest and what the government has, the reform the government has promised Nigerians that they are going to bring forth to ensure that Nigerians are safe. There wouldn't be any brutality again.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And please, madam, I don't know. I would really love to meet with you because my issue is an issue that.
Okay, so Richard, so if you check on my Twitter handle, you will see where I have a pinned message. So send me an email. My email is there where I put in where people that if you have people that have been arrested can send me. So send me a message from there. I will take it up from there. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry about your experiences. It's so sad. So many people who have been victimized by SARS. And what is even so, to tell you how we have been dehumanized. We have really been dehumanized. Okay, Richard, thank you so much. We have really been dehumanized in Nigeria that a place, a cell is actually called abattoir. So what do they do abattoir? They kill them, they slaughter them, they cut them into pieces. What happens? And it's so normal for you to be calling a police station, a police cell as abattoir. If they carry you there, is this. That's not life. And like I've once said, we're not living in Nigeria. We're mainly surviving, and that's not the way things should go. I'm looking at, let me pick, we have a caller who is joining us from Twitter. Let me see that we still have some who are coming in now onto this thing. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Can you hear me, please? Hello, can you hear me? Is that Inogri? I don't know what's happening with the background noise. It's really, I can't hear him as much as well. But I do see some of the people on Twitter sort of like are complaining about the sort of like the network. I don't know whether others have that, but I can see this going on. Now I'm going to call on Innocent, please. Can you please unmute yourself? Yeah, fantastic. Hello, Innocent. Go ahead with your contribution.
Hello. Aisha, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. I really want to congratulate you for what you are doing in Nigeria.
Thank you. I wish I wasn't doing it. I don't want to do it. I want to be relaxed and be happy the kind of good life other people are happy in other countries.
Oh,
well done.
Please. We need more women like you. I wish one woman would just join you. See, Nigeria will be a better place.
Well,
Nigeria will be a better place.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. Actually, what I wanted to contribute on this issue of NSAS is, first of all, in abroad, that's what we call the body camera. And those body cameras are what police are using. And in that body camera, I think the IT center of police can be able to assess everything that police are doing. Because if you check very well, you find out that most of the things SARS are doing, the police head, maybe they are not aware of it. Maybe that they are not aware of it. So I think if Nigeria can be able to get that body camera for the police, I think everything will change.
Okay.
I don't know if it's difficult. I think they know about it.
Yeah, of course they know about it, but they just don't want to. But I think that's a great suggestion. Lucas, so these are some of the things that, for example, this NSAS protest when it's with the protesters, okay, this is the time to say, okay, now we need action, we need things on ground. Yes, we have your attention now. Yes, you say you're going to do this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. These are the things we want you to do. And one of them, we want every policeman that is sent out there that is given a gun must have a body cam. Even, for example, Nigeria, we don't have money, we don't have enough to be able to buy for everybody, blah, 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 and everything. So we say, okay, fine, fantastic. But every policeman that you're going to give a gun and you're sending him out must wear a body cam. And so that's something that we can start with to go. So go ahead.
Yes, and again, all these SARS officers, I think if the IG want, since they feed their strong, I should send them to Sabisa Forest to go and fight.
Okay.
And they will have a lot of people that are killing our people. Then she go there and fight. Since they have that night to kill her, then she go there and fight. Okay. It's not just repose them to another place. They should go see their special sport. They claim they are their special sport. They should send them to Sabisa Forest to go and fight. Okay. Then it's not just all about reforming police. What are the basic things? What are the agenda? What are the things he wants to put in police that can end all these unnecessary killings? So those are the things. Yeah, those are the things I think you should explain to us.
Thank you so much, Innocent, for your contribution. And I love the fact that for as far as you're concerned, is solution. These are the things that need to be done. And I think on the issue of the body cam, it's one of the things that we need to discuss. Nigeria is such a country that we're funny. The last time we spent billions of naira to install CCTV, but up to today in Abuja, none of them were working. A bombing even happened in the middle of Abuja, and there was no footage for you to be able to say these are the people who came in and did this. We really need to take governance serious. We really need to take life serious. And the issue where people sit down and do nothing and simply say to themselves, oh, we are praying to God. God will do it for us. It's not my portion. It has to stop, because God will not do for us what he has given us the capacity to do for ourselves. He has given us the capacity to be a great country. God has given us everything. We should stop being very like ingrate with entitled mentality, where we feel that we'll just keep calling on God all the time. Thank you so much, Innocent, for joining us today. Now I'm going to go to J Square Entertainment. Right? J Square Entertainment. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing.
Fantastic. So go ahead with your contribution. What do you think should happen with what is on start? Should there be change in strategy? Should they continue their protest? Should they now look at the 5 points agenda that they have? The ones in Abuja have, I think, about 9 points agenda. What are the things they should be doing right now?
First of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much for your contribution over the protest and all that. I've seen your activism work. I've been following it for some time. God bless you.
Amen.
And we need to change strategy. Why? Because I think when the government starts getting tired of seeing you and to stop people, they start seeing you as a terrorist rather than protesters. So we need to adopt this strategy to change them.
Okay.
The 5-point agenda they gave, I don't think it's something we should give it. Rather, it is something we should present our own 5 points, probably even 9-point agenda.
Oh yeah, that's the 5 point I'm talking about is the one that presented by the protesters, by Nigerian youth.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think if the focus should be shifted, we should also find a way. Maybe NGOs should come into it. Make a separate team that would observe and monitor these people.
Okay.
Because these short people are very bad. If you see the activities, you know that they're not human. They're not human. They don't have conscience. They threaten people, they kill people, and even when they name themselves, because I've encountered some where they call themselves bullets. Someone calling themselves bullets.
Wow.
So I think that we should come up with a system that should monitor them closely. That should be giving us updates on what to do. And I think the energy that the youth have found is not something that we need to relax.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when you lose this kind of voice, the people in government will force everything to pacify you at some point so that you get back to that default mode they left.
Okay. Thank you.
Try to probably channel this to other agendas at this point in time, but we should come with them one after the other.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Please on your Zoom, I think we need more people to be on this platform. So if you can increase your limit, maybe 200, 300.
My limit is 300.
Someone 100.
Oh, that's what they put?
Yeah, that's what they put.
As the limit is 100?
Yeah, the limit is 100.
Oh, are you serious? No. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna write in there and find out what happened, because what I did pay for was where I would have a limit of 300. I will check whether, yeah, I'm going to check that and see why that is so, because that was what I'll check that. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I'll work on that. So of course, like you said, there's a need to change strategy. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, and then you make this is what you're doing. You must be 10 steps ahead. Look at every scenario and work on them. And for the issue of reasonableness, oh yeah, the government have said this, so you're going to hold them accountable. You're going to hold them responsible for every death. Follow them. Like part of the things asked for, that there must be prosecution of every of those officers. They must begin to see a way of, we just have to overhaul the Nigerian police. And I think if in terms of fighting corruption, like somebody said, we're going to fight corruption, Nigerian police is at the heart of everything. If the Nigerian police is not corrupt, we will fight corruption. You can't go and do nonsense if you have policemen who are not. So if we're able to reform and restructure the Nigerian police, community police, and put in right people with competence, character, capacity, people who are educated. And sometimes even we ourselves, we are part of the problem. You have somebody in your family who used to steal, or who doesn't do well, or who drinks, or who smokes, or who is on drugs. Guess where you want to put him? And he doesn't want to go to school. Everyone is the police. They're either being sent to police, or they are sent to military to go and join the army. So what do you expect when you have this kind of miscreants inside the police? In other countries, normally what you have is that the police, the people who are police, are this kind of, upright members of the society. Police are more respected than soldiers. Soldiers can have anyone. For example, even when they have like people who have done a bit of crime, maybe like teenager, instead of you to serve jail, they will tell you to go and do service in the military, because they know it's not inside. You're just going to be trained and sent to fight out there. But when it comes to policing, it's actually people with character, people that are highly respected. They're the ones who are usually put in there. And so, where of course in Nigeria we do our things separately, you find out that it is the military we are more afraid of, that we give more respect than the police. So in reforming, working on reforming the police system is a major thing. And I think when we're talking about all of this, let's really focus on it. Let's really follow it through. If we have to change 90% of the police force we have, let's change them. We have a lot of people who are ready to be trained, who are ready to go in there, who are ready to do the right thing. Not the one that you see some police, they don't even know how to write. They don't even know how to do any of these things. So let's work on that, ensuring that we get the right police force. The corruption will reduce. A lot of things that are going on will definitely reduce in the society. I'm going to look at Nyoma. I hope I got that right. Hello, Nyoma. Can you please unmute yourself? You are fantastic.
Yes, I have. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you.
Well then, good evening. So you've heard what we are discussing and everything. What's your contribution? What do you think strategies? What are the strategies you wanted to adopt? You wanted to continue like this? What are some of the things that should be done? Just go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I believe that we should keep the tempo up, because this is not the first time that we've heard that SARS has been disbanded. It happened in, I think, 2016, in 2017. Over and over, there have been several directives from several sources saying that, oh, we've let it go, we've reformed, but we haven't seen any of the changes. So I would want to, appeal to everyone that now is the time that we have the attention of even the international media, and the world is basically watching. If we're not able to achieve the set objectives that we've set out to do, then we're probably going to go back to status quo, because it seems as if the government, they think we're joking. Half of the time they want to think that people will just come out and protest, and after a few days, everything will die down and, things would go back to normal. I believe that, people should, stand up. And of course, the people who have died, lost their lives as a result of this police brutality, we shouldn't let their deaths go in vain. We should demand for justice, because if nothing is done, these people are not going to learn. They're just waiting for, other people to just probably decide that, oh, we're tired. We should apply pressure from every angle, every place. Everyone needs to ensure that their voices are heard. If you're not able to go out on the street, talk about it, tweet about it, and let people hear your voice. Everyone can contribute. I saw a video of this lady, I think she was about 90 or so, and she was out on the streets and she was talking to people. This shows that people are tired. A lot of things are not, going on the way that they're supposed to do in the country. And in fact, it's if you see the videos out there, it was really depressing. Seeing that these are things that have gone on for years, and is this what we want to, the legacy we want to leave for the next generation to come? That keep hearing the story, Nigeria is going to be better, Nigeria is going to be better. When is it going to be better?
Absolutely. When is it going to be better? Before you go on, I just want to get this. I just want to put it. When you say maintain the tempo, so the thing is that must maintain the tempo, be on the street, because the thing you had demands. Protesters had demands, right? And the government is saying, okay, the things that you've demanded, we've come out with it. So if you still say the tempo, is it to now follow and ensure that these demands, like you said, is beyond paper? It's not just mere lip service. Is it to now work or check on it, get a team together that will follow on it and ensure it's being executed? It's not on the street that is going to be done. Or is it to just be on the streets? Because the last time when the IG of police came out to say that he has disbanded, the demand was that the president has to say it himself. And the president has come out to say it. So for me, the tempo I'm looking at is what is this tempo you want? Is it to still be on the street, or to now take it to the next level, which is to ensure that there is restructural changes, there are policy changes, and there's accountability, there's transparency, there's prosecution, and the other things are made. What is this tempo to you?
Oh yes, for me, I believe that the first stage that we've done is basically the noise stage. What we've done is to make a lot of noise about it, let the world hear us. Then the next stage, just like you've said, will now be to add value to the noise.
Fantastic.
Because if we just end at the noise stage, we've been on the streets for days, we've blocked the road, we've caused some sort of discomfort, everyone has felt it, then we'll now have a few people come out to address us and we go back to the house. There's no value to the noise. We need to put value to that noise and ensure that there's accountability. It's not enough to just end this at the protest. We need to make sure that everything is followed down to the letter. Are we talking of reforms? Are we talking of all the things that we want to do? It has to be done. We're not going to just let it slide with us being on the streets and going back to our houses. Yes, so there needs to be value. That we make, yes.
Absolutely, I get you now. Thank you so much. And you want that tempo to be maintained. Let people not go back to being docile citizens again and on looking at what is happening. Let everybody follow this through and see that at the end of the day, we have a reformed police. SARS is disbanded in the true world. Those that cannot fit in, they are taken out. Thank you so much, Inyoma, for your contribution. And for everyone here, please, I just want to remind us, Let's Talk Nigeria People normally comes up 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Today, I didn't start early because of a lot of things. And so Inyoma will be our last caller. We've gone way, way beyond. It's normally Mondays to Fridays that we have this, and it starts at 9 p.m. and we stop at 10 p.m. On Fridays, part of the things that we do is that we have like a solution. What are we going to do? What is it? That we profile solutions towards Nigerian issues and the different things that we're going to do. There are certain days also that we have free mic, where there's no topic. You talk about what you want to talk about. You ask questions, and probably see what we can answer, and we have a discussion. But before I go, one of the things that I would like to say to everyone is that we are all participants in this country, and we cannot afford to be docile anymore. We must ensure that our voices are heard. We must make demands, and I think the End SARS and SARS Must End campaign should have told Nigerians that the voices of the people is very important. Anybody that says, so your protests don't work, they've not really seen protests. And I've been saying this for a long time, even on this show, that we always need a critical mass for the protest. And indeed, we have seen it now. With a critical mass, it's what I normally say, to be critical mass, like 1% to 2%. It's not even up to 1% of Nigerians that came out. It's not up to 2% of Nigerians that came, because that would have been in millions. Yet, see the value, see the power that you hold, and let the youth understand that indeed the power is with them. Nobody's going to give you power. Stop waiting for somebody to no, you have to take this power yourself. At this moment, begin to prepare for 2023. There's no reason why we cannot have a 30-something-year-old governor, a 20-something-year in the National Assembly, in the House of Representatives, begin to look at it, but ensure that we're putting in people who have character, competence, and capacity, not the same kind of people that we have right now, that we go in there, I'll only be focused on themselves. Nigeria must work in our lifetime. For me, I believe so much in that, and I hope you do too. Please, until we meet again tomorrow, inshallah, just keep being the great Nigeria. And for those who have died, may their souls rest in peace. And let's all do everything that we can to ensure that their deaths are not in vain. May their souls rest in peace, and also may God give their families the fortitude to bear the loss. It's actually a very sad one. Thank you, everyone, and bye-bye. Okay.